Hello my dears, welcome to a new episode and welcome to my home. Welcome everyone who is new here, who just subscribed. Thank you very much, or is simply visiting my channel. Welcome everyone. I feel that 2023 is going to be a great year. I hope that you had a wonderful time celebrating the passing into the new year. The Christmas time, of course. If you are not celebrating, I'm also hoping that you had a great time during the holidays. I'm wishing you all a year filled with blessings, best health, and lots of love. In today's episode, I decided to bring you something new of my work. It is about showing and presenting you one of my latest bridal designs, bridal creations. My bridal work consists of a small percentage of my work, of my portfolio. I like to do it very, very much. I've started creating wedding dresses in 2008. I've opened my atelier in 2006. And in 2008, somebody came to my atelier, a lovely person. We are still in contact. She works as a freelance architect and product designer, and she asked me if I would like to create her wedding dress. That was my first dress. At first, I was thinking if I would be able to do it because it's a very specific work, but she gave me a lot of confidence. She said she doesn't want a white typical wedding dress, and everything turned out perfect. I'm very proud with it. I slowly started to create more dresses, more meaning up to 5 dresses a year, as my first and big love remains fashion design. Yeah, feeling all the appreciation, the requests, the love, it gave me a boost of confidence to continue. Then in 2016 I won an award, Austria's best wedding designer. It was amazing, it felt surreal. Shortly after winning the award, in another episode I will be giving you more details about it and more about the technological process, the creative process of my bridal work. But I want to say that soon after I won the award, I was referred to as the wedding designer. It's nothing wrong with it if you have a full-time wedding design atelier, workshop, brand, but I'm not. As I said, I'm only creating up to 5 wedding dresses a year. It is about my capacity, my ability to handle everything on my own. I want to continue to love it. I don't want to push myself because I had a burnout soon after I won my award. I wanted to give so much more to it, and yeah, I like to keep it on a limit. Whenever I'm asked if I have time to do a wedding dress, of course I'm first checking my calendar. It is a long process. It can take half a year for me. Ideally would be if a future bride will come much earlier, like a year before her wedding. So I would first check my calendar and then I will give an answer if I can do it or not. I am also creating my own line, my own collections, ready to wear wedding dresses. There is a difference between dresses and gowns. I will be telling you more in another episode. And another point that would convince me to create a wedding dress, a specific one for a customer, would be to mirror my brand's identity, my style, my signature. So if somebody would come with a photo from Pinterest asking me, look, can you do this dress, this specific dress price, I would say no, because first of all, I'm not copying my colleagues' work, of course not as a fashion designer, you never do that. But also I have to be able to identify myself with that design, what the future bride has in mind. So I go with her through different steps, I'm guiding her, and if our vision meets, then it's great, it's amazing. I will go forward with it. I give my very all, because I know that the wedding day is one of the most important days in someone's life. Of course we have many important days, but the wedding day is that one, and I give my very all, my soul, my time, my knowledge, my expertise. And yeah, so I have to be sure 100% that I can provide. My brides are not numbers. I see it often in big salons. You become a number. To me, each bride, each human means very much, and I want to make this process as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Today I am going to talk about Monica's dress. Wow, she has such a beautiful story. It all started almost 1 year ago. I first got to know her parents in Bucharest. There is another story about her parents. I'm going to be short. Soon after, I rented my shop in 2019. After renovating it, I decided to buy a vintage chandelier. I found one on Willhaben. Willhaben is a platform where people buy and sell different things. I found a beautiful one from an old Viennese coffee house. I bought it, I brought it to my shop, I installed it, and I realized that it was huge. It was too much. It wasn't even easy to install it, so I was very disappointed that it didn't fit. I wanted to have the right details in the shop, the right size. I didn't want to overshadow anything. I didn't want to scare anyone that would come inside. It was simply too big. It was very beautiful. But then I decided to place it back on Willhaben at the same price. I said I would be very happy if somebody would find the right place, maybe a big house with high ceilings. The shop has high ceilings, but I was thinking something taller, maybe again a coffee house. Soon after I placed the ad and the photos, I got a message in German, and by the name that this message was signed, I realized that who wrote me is Romanian, and I replied in Romanian. It was so interesting. It was a surprise from the both sides, from the lady and from myself. We continued to write. She asked me if I could send it to Bucharest. The lady, together with her husband, is owning a wine shop and lounge. It is an incredible space. I've been a few times there already. I've been filming twice. I will insert some images. So she asked me if I could send it to Bucharest. It wasn't possible. I was also afraid that it might break, and we kept waiting for the right occasion. If I would drive, I could bring it, but it didn't happen. The pandemic came and we were restricted to travel. Then one of my neighbors from my shop once passed by, saw the chandelier, and he said he would like to buy it. I wrote to the family in Bucharest asking if they would like to have my niece bringing it by train. It was a bit difficult because they were thinking how they would transport it from the train station in Bucharest to their lounge. So it was a little bit complicated. We kind of lost touch, and then I told my neighbor, okay, if you want to buy it, you can have it. He still has it. He's very happy with it. It's very big in his hallway, but yeah, he likes it. Then some months later, while I was in my apartment in Bucharest, I received a text message from Christina asking me if the chandelier is still available. I said unfortunately not, but I would like to get to know her in person and to see their wine shop and lounge. I'm very curious about it because I saw many photographs on their website and social media. It looks very beautiful, and I would like to have a glass of wine and get to know her in person. She said yes, simply pass by. On that day I went there. I've been filming a little bit as well, and this is how we got to know each other better. We kept contact. Every time I went to Bucharest, I was also visiting their place. And one day while I was at work in my atelier, I got a message from Christina asking me if I could talk to her. I so much appreciate when people are sending messages before calling, otherwise they won't be able to reach me. So I found it very sensitive and thoughtful that she asked me if she could call me. I said, yes, sure, call me anytime. I'm at work, but I can take a break anytime. So she called me and she told me that she got to see my work closer. I was published in a magazine in Romania. I was given an interview, and they also published some wedding photography. She asked me if I would like to create the wedding dress for her daughter. I felt so proud, so touched, because I so much appreciate when mothers are part of a wedding, be it the mother of the bride or the groom, in a very loving, sensitive way, simply to support everyone around. She told me that she's trusting me and that they would be very happy if I would have the time and the pleasure to create it. I said it would be an honor. Soon after, I got in touch with Monica. Monica lives in South Germany, almost 600 kilometers away from Vienna. She came here, she tried some of my dresses, we had a talk, and then we started to work on her wedding dress. Now I will be going into my office. I will take you with me there to give you more details about her dress. I'm very excited about it, so let's go. Here on my desk I have the final sketches. I say sketches in plural because there are 2 pages, and I'll be telling you why a little bit later. And I also have Monica's measurements. I work together with a pattern maker. It is essential. Also, the right fabrics are a very important factor in obtaining the right result. So they have to adapt perfectly on the design. And I'm so happy that Monica followed my advice. It is a question of the budget as well, but she chose the creme de la creme, and it made my work easier, and the result absolutely stunning. She loves lace. I love lace as well, very, very much. And all the French lace, I buy it in France. I buy it from Chantilly, from Calais, from Paris. From Paris, I always buy from Sophie Hallet. It never disappoints. They are incredible. Sometimes I order online, but this time I went to Comolka. Comolka is one of the best shops, if not the best shop in Austria regarding fabrics. Their variety choices are amazing, and they didn't have the amount of meters that I needed for the dress. They ordered it, everything came right on time from Sophie Hallet. I'm so happy. Also, the price didn't make any difference if I would have bought it online or from them. Monica tried in my shop more dresses. She loved 2 of them. We decided to create a dress for her, taking details from each of the dresses. And one of the details that she really liked on one of the dresses that I had at the shop was some insertions, some silk chiffon insertions. They would give an additional refinement, a little contrast to the lace, and some substance. I always say substance. She didn't want to have a big puffy dress. Being also formal wedding, it was very important that she didn't have something heavy, something overwhelming or too tight. So she wanted to have the right movement, and this is what I love. It mirrors very much my signature. She also didn't want to have a long train, but a short one, so she wanted it to be there but not too long. And my standard length is 30 centimeters, so to touch the ground but nobody to step on you. The underdress comes separately from the main dress. Many couturiers are attaching the underdress directly onto the main dress. I like to offer two different dresses. It is more practical, it's a better feeling. This is my personal opinion. And Monica chose a beautiful silk. I offered her different options. All the silks were very beautiful. We went for tuft for the underdress, the lace being in a beautiful natural white shade towards ivory. We went for the silk underdress in a darker tone. Don't think of dark, it is a little tiny difference. It is a drop of blush, and I will tell you why. The lace has a beautiful flower pattern, and having something a little bit darker underneath, it will stand out more. You will see the flowers in their full beauty. And again, I'm very happy that Monica chose this shade. I've also made a pongé silk underskirt with a little bit of tulle. I like to add soft tulle on the underskirts. It is my little secret. It gives movement and fluidity on the dress. So when you walk, it's such a good feeling. So this is how you put it on. First the underskirt, then the underdress. I've made a very comfortable corset. That's very important to be able to breathe. And then comes the main dress. I'm so excited to show you the final result. Monica and Brio were so generous to send me their full wedding album in a digital form. I could download everything in high resolution. Their wedding photographer's name is Estelle Esposito. Thank you all so much. I also received the messages of appreciation. I met Monica's parents after the wedding in Bucharest. I've been visiting them at their beautiful wine lounge. Actually, they invited me to the wedding in Provence, but the date was overlapping my work trip to Italy. I couldn't make it, but it was good to hear from her parents how the wedding went. And what's very important for me to add is that yes, a wedding day is one of the most important days in someone's life, but it is a very stressful time before the wedding day, afterwards as well. And from my position, it's very important to offer a very calming and relaxing time and space. For example, I'm using certain perfumes, or I light up very nice candles when I'm meeting my future bridal customers. Today, for example, while presenting you Monica's wedding dress, I decided to wear an eau de cologne by L'Artisan Parfumeur. It's called Sur l'Herbe. It's very important to set the right mood. Again, I will be creating in the future other episodes relating my wedding work, the thought process, the creative process, the technological one, but also how or what to expect when it comes to a wedding, and try to make the couple's time as enjoyable as possible. I recently read in the media that somebody was contacting the bride that flower girl dresses were too big. You should never contact the bride for such matter. There are wedding planners, organizers that could take over this issue. But don't call or text the bride or the groom, let's say looking for an address, having any random question. It is a stressful time. And if there are no wedding planners or organizers, that's also fine. If you contact maybe a relative or a friend that is there with a couple. And even after the wedding, as I said, it could be a stressful time. If you want to congratulate them, wait a little bit, wait for some days or weeks to do that. Everyone will be happy to receive good wishes also sometime after. For that matter, for example, in case of Monica and Brio, I wanted to help them a little bit, and knowing that they live so far away, I decided to hand the dress middle way, that there is no stress for them to come again to Vienna. I chose Salzburg. I like this city very much. I like to visit it. So I met them in Salzburg. It was a good decision. Everything went so smooth, so good. And during this visit in Salzburg, I met a wonderful colleague. You'll be seeing more later. Everything was filmed last year, of course. I wanted to wait for the photos to present you the final results. And yeah, stay around. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this episode, I would so much appreciate it if you'll give it a like. And if you are not subscribed yet, and if you want to stay longer here on my channel, I would be so happy and motivated if you subscribe. We are reaching 1,000 subscribers. I thank you from my heart. So let's go to Salzburg now. Enjoy the visit, and at the end of the video you'll be seeing some impressions from Monica and Brio's wedding in Provence. Kiss. Slowly finishing our meeting. I had the possibility to do a last fitting. Everything is great, it's wonderful. We have live piano music here. And I wrote a couple of days ago to a dear colleague of mine, Siegrid. She lives here, not far from the hotel. And I've asked her if she would like to meet me today to have a stroll in the city. I love to be here. It's still cold, it's still rainy but not raining. And yeah, she will be coming here and will take me in town, and I will be showing you around, starting with the place here. It's so old, from 8. Sweet and friendly. Hello.
Thanksgiving for Rudy and Mommy, and we also want to pray for more families and more good marriages, because we need them desperately for the future of the church, so that we can then sing along. Is there somebody there who would feel comfortable doing that? Please. Thank you.
We had a nice walk through the city. Sigrid showed me around. There are so many little charming streets here in Salzburg. So we went through the old town, and now we are sitting at Café Bazar. It's an old traditional cafe. It's very beautiful. I will be taking some shots for you to see. It has been established in 1881?
83 or something.
Oh, 83, wow. So, yeah, it has history, it has a past, delicious cakes and drinks. We are enjoying drinks and small talk. We haven't seen each other in 3 years now. I guess, yeah, over 3 years, because Sigrid came to Vienna, so we met in Vienna last time. And I would like to introduce her to you, because I have wonderful friends, wonderful colleagues, very artistic, very creative. So please, Sigrid, tell my viewers, our YouTube viewers, who you are and what you are doing here in Salzburg.
Thank you so much. First of all, for visiting, it was nice to show you around rainy day Salzburg. We got super wet. I'm a photographer and my focus is always on people and emotions. I like to, photograph the essence of a person. That's my goal. I like to work one-on-one with people and get to know them.
So you are a portrait photographer?
Yes, sorry.
Since when did you start?
Oh God, I started photography when I was 16. So that's a very long time ago. And my business is established in 2008.
2018? 8?
Yes.
Wow, 8? Really? Wow,
Yeah.
a long time?
It's over 10 years.
Yes. And you live in Salzburg, here in this beautiful city, very central. You picked me up from the hotel where I had my bridal meeting. But where were you born?
I was born not far from here.
Yes.
Yes.
So in Salzburg city or county?
In the
Because it's a big county,
Yes.
filled with lakes.
Yeah, I was actually born very close to a lake, a little bit outside of Salzburg, and I traveled the world and I lived in Ireland, but then I returned here a year ago to live in the city of Salzburg.
And is Salzburg inspiring you? It has an influence in your work as well, so the nature, the city here, or simply the people?
What is really wonderful about Salzburg is that you get such a mixture. So it's a very small city, so it's almost like a village where you keep on meeting the same people over and over again, and you find your circle, which I really love to feel at home here. And then we get obviously so many people traveling from the world, and a lot of people from the outside live here and come together, and I like that mix. That inspires me a lot. So I get to know, new cultures despite living in such a small city.
And you were telling me earlier about the Festspiele. How do you translate Festspiele?
Salzburger Festspiele. I don't know how to translate that. It's a huge happening where global, guests come to Salzburg to see the operas and the theater plays and Jedermann. And that goes on all summer. It's huge.
So it starts in July until August.
Middle of August, I think.
Wow. I've never been to the Festspiele, but I would love to, because I'm sure it's fascinating to see the people, the artists, the international crowd. And before we leave, because I have to catch a train, tell our viewers a little bit about your... Actually, you can choose which project you want to speak about, but when we met in Vienna, you were telling me about the project with the ladies.
Oh, yes.
Or the project that you presented at the art gallery. Okay. So about which project would you like to talk?
Oh gosh, well, my exhibition is already over, so I'll talk about the other one. I photographed over 30 women's breasts because I think it's really sad how the perspective we have these days about what a woman's body should look like. Nobody seems to realize that the different shapes and sizes and
uniqueness,
and colors, everyone is so unique. It's like flowers, it gets many, many different ones, and it's okay for everyone to be the way it is. And I want to show the diversity and to show the world that, but young women also, that the way they look is normal and it's good. You don't have to be a certain way to be part of the society as a woman, because everyone looks different, and we don't get that shown to us on social media or in any of the media. So that's what my aim was, and it was fun too to see a lot of different groups.
Yes, and the women accepting to take part in the project, feeling confident, feeling
very proud.
and proud.
They were actually really proud to be part of such a big project. Yeah, it was they put the whole heart and soul into it as well.
And confidence.
Yes, yes.
Wow, beautiful. I will be inserting some photos.
Yeah.
Thank you for making time for me, for you. Thank you for making time. I will be back to Salzburg.
Yes, please.
It has been such a great pleasure to be here, to meet you. I really wanted to meet you, and I was so happy that you responded immediately and you offered me your Sunday. We are saying goodbye from here, from Salzburg. We'll finish our drink.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers!
La vie est un grand voyage, j'ai envie de vivre les délivrer de ces illusions, ce que toi et moi
Nice. Shoes first, always the shoes first. Okay. So I have to put this one first. Yes.
La vie est un grand voyage, j'ai envie de vivre les délivrer de ces illusions, ce que toi et moi rêvions. La vie est
No,
un
after that is smoothly.
La vie est un grand voyage.
Please come, let's go out. Let's go out.
Here's
You can lift it up, yes. Yeah, I'm thinking. This is smaller.
Oui. En fait, si tu veux, j'ai reçu des gens qui m'ont, comment dirais-je, soutenu aussi un peu, machin. Voilà. Puis j'ai la chance, c'est que j'ai été invité à l'Institut français. J'étais un peu dans le rouge. Mais c'est une superbe aventure.
J'ai envie de vivre les délivrer
Les
de
choses se
ces
sont
illusions,
enchaînées,
ce que
j'ai
toi
accepté
et
aussi
moi
de
rêvions.
ne pas jouer systématiquement.
Un grand voyage, j'ai envie de vivre les
C'était, ouais,
délivrer de
ça.
ces illusions,
Mais des gens super.
ce que toi et moi
Et toi?
rêvions.
Et toi, tu dis quoi alors? Dis-moi.